Welcome Primary 5, Miss Hiba Ahmed is with you. Today we will take part 2 from Lesson 2 in Unit 2, which is talking about solution. Do you remember what is the meaning of the solution? Yes, solution is a mixture in which the solute dissolves in the solvent. What is the meaning of the solute? The solute is the substance that dissolve in the solvent. What is the meaning of the solvent? Very good. It's a substance that or in which the solute is dissolved. And we also take the solubility process. What is the solubility process? It has the same definition of the solution, but we replaced mixture by process. It's a process in which the solute dissolve in the solvent. Okay, dissolving process or formation of solution. Okay, we need this equation, okay, to identify the dissolving process or the solubility process. So the solubility process has another name, which is dissolving process. Okay, this equation come in the quizzes, okay, incomplete. Okay, incomplete question, this equation it comes. Okay, solute plus solvent. The arrow on the arrow solubility process produce salt solution. خلاص? So the salt and the water, the salt represent the solute and the water represent the solvent. The arrow, what's happening on this arrow? What is this process? Solubility process. Product what? Salt solution. Okay, so this equation is very, very important. Okay, so we know that definition of the solute, definition of the solvent, definition of the solubility process, and also we know the definition of the solution. And don't forget, solubility process has another name, which is dissolving process. Okay, okay. Now we will take the factors that affecting the solubility process. What is the meaning of that? There is some factors that affect the solubility process. What is the meaning of affect the solubility process? It can make it happening fast or can make the speed of the solubility increase or make the speed of the solubility increase. خلاص? So these factors can increase the solubility process or decrease the solubility process. Okay. At the first, increasing the solubility process equal decreasing in the time of the solubility process. One more time, increasing the solubility process, okay, increasing the speed of the solubility process equal in the meaning decrease the time of the solubility process. When we increase the speed of the solubility process, the time of the solubility process will decrease. Okay, okay. What is these factors? Number one, quantity of solvent. 2, temperature. 3, stirring. 4, the kind of the solute. Let's start with number 1 to know and understand what is the meaning of the factors that affecting the solubility process. Okay, okay, we will make an experiment. We have here 2 cups of water. Okay, we will fill this water by this glass of water by a small quantity of water. The water represents here the solute or the solvent. Very good, the solvent. And when we put here a large amount of solvent here, okay, so the amount of the solvent of the water here is larger than here. Okay, then when we will put these 3 cubes of sugar in each of the glasses. We will put here 3 cubes of sugar, and we will put here also 3 cubes of sugar. Okay, and let it in which one the sugar will dissolve fast. The glass of water that contains a small amount or the glass of water that contains a large amount of water. Very good. The glass of water that contains a large amount of water. So when the amount of the solvent increases, the solute dissolves fast or slow? The solute dissolves fast. So when we increase the quantity of the solvent, okay, the solubility process or the speed of the solubility process will increase. So here when the quantity of solvent increase, the solubility process increase. Or we can replace the solubility process increase by the time of the solubility process decrease. Okay, so when the quantity of solvent increase, the solubility process increase, or when the quantity of solvent increase, the time of solubility process decrease. The time that the solubility process will take will decrease. Okay, okay. Let's go to the next factor. Okay, which is temperature. Okay, I have here two beakers. Okay, we will put the same solute and solvent in them. We'll put the same solvent, which is the water, and the same solute, which is the sugar. Okay, so these two beakers contain the same solute and the same solvent. Okay, one beaker here we will put it. Okay, and the other beaker we will increase its temperature by heating it. So I have here the same amount of solute and solvent, the same amount of water and sugar in the both beakers. One of them I'll let it like this, and the other I'll increase the temperature of it by heating. Do you think which one the solubility process or the speed of the solubility process will increase and the sugar will dissolve fast? The beaker A or the beaker B, which we increase the temperature in it? Very good, the beaker B. So when the temperature increase, the solubility process increase, or the time of solubility process decrease. One more time. When the temperature increase, the speed of the solubility process increase, and also the time of the solubility process decrease. So the first two factors that we take, the quantity of the solvent and the temperature, both of them are the same. When the temperature and the quantity of solvent increase, the time of the solubility process decrease and the speed of the solubility process increase. Okay? Okay. Number 3, stirring. I have here two beakers. The two beakers contain the same amount of solid and solvent. They contain the same amount of sugar and water. Okay? Okay. The beaker A, there is a beaker A and there is beaker B. Okay? Beaker A here, I'll get this glass rod and start stirring it here. Beaker B, I will not stirring it. Okay, in which one the sugar will dissolve fast? Beaker A, which I stir it, or beaker B? Very good, beaker A. So stirring helps to increase the speed of the solubility process or decrease the time of the solubility process. So when stirring increase, the speed of the solubility process increase. So the first three factors that we take: number 1, the quantity of the solvent; number 2, temperature; number 3, stirring. If the quantity of solvent and temperature and the stirring increase, the speed of the solubility process increase and the time of the solubility process, very good, decrease. The last factor that we have is the kind of the solid. Okay, what is the meaning of this? I'll get two different solutes. The solute number 1 is called sodium chloride and it's a chemical material. Okay, the material number 2 or the solute number 2 is sodium carbonate, and also it's a chemical material that we use in the lab. Okay, so I have here two different solids, sodium chloride and sodium carbonate. I have here two beakers, as you can see. Okay, the two beakers contain the same amount of solvent, the same amount of water. Okay, in beaker A, I will put the sodium chloride. In beaker B, I'll put the sodium carbonate, and I'll heat both beakers, okay, and increasing the temperature of the both. So I have here two beakers contain the same amount of water or solvent, and the same of them, the both of them, I increase the temperature of them. But beaker A contains sodium chloride and beaker B contains sodium carbonate. Which one will dissolve fast? We can see that sodium chloride dissolves faster than sodium carbonate. Okay, why? Because the sodium chloride is different than sodium carbonate. Okay, what is the meaning of that? I'll make another experiment. I have here two beakers. Okay, in the two beakers also I'll put the same amount of water. Okay, in beaker number one I'll put flour. Do you know what is the flour? It's a white powder that we use to make a cake. Okay, and bread. That's a flour here. Okay, and in beaker B I'll put sugar. Okay, sugar plus. Okay, so I have here the same amount of solvent and water plus or water in the same beakers. Beaker A contains flour, beaker B contains sugar. Okay, and I start to stirring each other. Which one will dissolve fast? The sugar will dissolve fast in the water, or the flour will dissolve fast in the water? Very good. The sugar will dissolve fast in the water. Why? Because the sugar is different than the flour, right? The flour will take a time to dissolve in the water. It's here the same, okay? Here, the sodium chloride is different than sodium carbonate, and both of them has its properties, which are different from each other. The sodium chloride will dissolve faster than the sodium carbonate. That meaning that the solubility process depends on the kind of the solute. That meaning that the speed of the solubility process it's not equal in all the kinds of the solute. It's different from one solute from the other. So the solubility process depends on the kind of the solute. When he asked you, give reason for sodium chloride dissolves faster than sodium carbonate, the answer will be because the solubility process depends on the kind of the solute. So we take today the factors that affect the solubility process here. Okay, and we take four factors: quantity of solvent, stirring, temperature, and the kind of the solid. Okay, so when the quantity of solvent increase, the solubility process increase, or the speed of the solubility process increase. When the temperature increase, the time of the solubility process decrease, or the speed of the solubility process increase. When stirring increase, the speed of the solubility process increase, and the solubility process depend on the kind of solute, and the sodium carbonate uh, the sodium chloride dissolves in the sodium carbonate. Thank you, Primary 5, for listening. We finished now Lesson 2 and Unit 2. Miss Hiba Ahmed was with you.